Hello, we're here at Hamacon 9, and happy to be joined by Erika Harlacher. Erika, welcome to Hamacon.
Yay! Thank you for having me. Hello.
So I'll get the boring stuff out of the way. What have you been working on lately that you can talk about?
Oh, that I can talk about. So many things that I can't talk about. I'll be general. I've been working on some anime. I've been working on some games. Oh, I know what I can talk about. The Persona 5 dancing game was announced finally for English dub. So, yay! I'm done working on that though. Okay. But that'll be out next year, so that's exciting. Yeah.
Look forward to On and all your other favorite Persona 5 characters dancing. I demand that Becky, the teacher, she gets in on this.
That would be cool.
That would be just that game is so great. Yeah. It's so great.
The dancing game is really fun too. There's actually like a lot of plot in it, which I didn't expect.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. I had already played it once, just at the company. They were like, "You want to test it?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I went to E3 last week or the week before, I don't know, time. And I played it there, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's in English! It's me!" So it seems like it's coming along well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to that. So let me ask you this: what made you first take an interest in acting?
Well, I've been acting since I was a toddler, since kindergarten. Not as a profession or anything.
Sure.
Just, anytime there was an acting opportunity, I was like, yes, me, I want to do it. And I got the lead of the kindergarten play, which was the Three Little Pigs. I was the big bad wolf. So, it was very exciting. And then I remember being really mad the next year for first grade because we were doing Jack and the Beanstalk. And I wanted to be Jack because he was the biggest part. That's all I cared about. And then my teacher pulled me aside and she was like, "Since you got to be the big bad wolf last year, we're going to make you part of the Beanstalk this year." And I was like, acting is annoying and terrible. What is this? But then I still did.
Even very young, your typical spoiled actress.
I know. I was like, I need the biggest. I had one line. I remember being so annoyed. I said my line and then I sat down because we were supposed to just stand for our line and then sit for the rest of the play. And I was just staring at the ground, being like, I would have been such a better Jack than that boy over there. What's he doing? He's not even saying the right things.
I would so get in on just following the adventures of young Erika Harlacher in her early acting career and just being a complete and total diva.
Oh yeah, I was a very competitive child, just in everything, video games or anything. So that was a big blow to 6-year-old Erika's ego.
So the Beanstalk got a line.
There were 6 people in the Beanstalk, and so we were the narrators. So anytime there was a scene change, we'd be like, "And then Jack went into the castle" or something. I don't remember because I was protesting, so I didn't commit this line to memory. But yeah, so I mean I didn't realize that acting could be a career until I was in college. I think I kind of asked my mom at one point, but she worked in the entertainment industry when she was my age, and she was like, "You don't want to do that. It's it's such a difficult lifestyle, and no, you're so smart. Do science or something." And I was like, "Okay." And then that didn't work, so I eventually gravitated back towards the acting stuff. And she was like, "All right, you're an adult, so I guess you can do it if you want." So she's been very supportive.
Good. Who would you say has had the biggest impact on your career?
Probably Tony Oliver. He was my very first voice acting teacher. He was the producer of Power Rangers back in the day, and he's Lupin and Lupin the Third, and directs a ton of stuff that I'm in now. And he's so nice, and he's such a great teacher. When I first took that first class, I wasn't really sure that I wanted to do it as a career. I was kind of just oh, right, voice acting's a thing that I, at one point, when I was a kid, thought would be cool, but then I didn't think it was a job, but then here's this, maybe it is a job. And I went to that first class, and he was very you should consider actually doing this. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really cool to hear that from somebody who's been in the industry for so long, and he was very encouraging, and so I did. And then I went back to another class with him a year later, and he remembered me. He was like, "Oh, you're back." And I was like, "Yeah, I decided to do it for real." And he was like, "Yay, good job." And, yeah, he's he's just been like a really good mentor. For a while, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do production or acting. If you look at like, I don't know, Anime News Network or something, I'm listed for like production for a couple titles. That's because for a while I was working in production while I was trying to start acting, and then I started getting traction in both at the same time and had to like choose. And so I had like a lot of heart-to-hearts with Tony, and he was like, I think that you can make it in the acting side. And I was like, okay, you say so, Tony. I'll hold you to that. So, yeah, I feel like I definitely would not be where I am now without him.
What would you say has been the most challenging thing that you've had to work on as you've developed as an actor?
Like, the most challenging title or the most challenging, like, thing?
Just thing.
Probably the fact that there's a lot of rejection. As you can tell from my Jack and the Beanstalk story, I initially did not handle that well. So when I started doing it as a job, I had to really be like, okay, like, I know that I'm not going to get every part, and, like, it's just, a lot of times it's like, you know, your voice just isn't right, you know, you're just not the right fit for the character, and, like, don't take it personally. There's hundreds of other people going out for the same part. It's not just me and that boy in first grade. But, yeah, I think that was kind of the hardest. And also, like, not looking myself up, because, like, a lot of people say a lot of great things, but there's always, like, one person who's like, man, I didn't like how she did this. I'm like, why? I tried so hard. Yeah, I know, probably is Jack from first grade. Ugh, he had no talent. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, I think those are the hardest parts. A lot of people think, like, acting is so fun, best job ever, and, like, it is when you get the part, and then you get to go do the job. But, like, most of what I do is auditions. Like, this weekend, like, last night, when I got in at, like, 12:30, I had to go up and do auditions before I went to sleep, and then I have more to do this weekend. And, you don't get paid for those. You just,
right.
You gotta do them all the time, and then hope that one of them gets you a job.
It's a grind.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm just gonna say 2 words, and you go nuts.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yay! I knew that was what you were gonna say. I love Kingdom Hearts. Oh, man. Square Enix has noticed me as, like, a fan. So they keep being like, hey, you like our game? And I'm like, I do like your game.
Yeah.
You know, it would be cool if I was in your game, but, like, no pressure. For the record, I'm not in the game, but it's so fun. And I'm like, I got to play it early, and I'm like, this is so good. It looks amazing. I'm friends with Ben Diskin, who plays young Xehanort. He's, like, one of the bad guys. And so I'm always like, so, like, are you gonna destroy everything? He's like, I can't talk about it. I don't know. Darn you, Ben Diskin. Tell me all the secrets. But, yeah.
So what did you think about the 2 trailers that we saw at E3?
I was so excited. So I am in the camp since Kingdom Hearts 3 was, like, announced that Frozen would be a great world for it. I know a lot of people are like, boo, Frozen. And I'm like, you guys are dumb. Frozen's gonna be the best world ever. There's, like, we already saw it. There's, like, ice skating and sledding, and the big marshmallow's gonna fight with you, apparently. That's awesome. It's gonna be so fun. So I'm really excited. And then I didn't really love Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 2. However, they seem to have fixed all the things I didn't like about it, according to the trailer, which my main problem was they look super weird. Yeah. Like, they just, Yeah,
they're real out of place.
They're super out of place. It's, like, very awkward. And then I also hated that, like, it took place at night, and I get why they did it. There was, like, the curse, so you could only hit the zombie pirates when they're in the moonlight. It was so annoying. It was so dark that I couldn't, like, see. So I was like, I don't know where they are. So now it takes place in the daytime, and they made everybody look like they fit in a lot better.
I'm not the only one that felt that way.
Yeah! And also, Sora has an adorable pirate outfit this time, so I'm like, yes, I'm on board for that. He looks great. And you can swim underwater. It looks really cool. So I'm very excited.
All right. As a Kingdom Hearts aficionado, I'm going to bounce this idea off you. This is something I've been trying to get off the ground. I think, given all of Disney's vast intellectual properties that they have at their disposal for a Kingdom Hearts game, ESPN World.
ESPN World.
Yeah. We
like sports.
Yeah, we need Sora behind an anchor desk or something, or on like some sort of sports debate show,
like Blitzball.
Like not even like Blitzball, like just a level where you spend like 30 minutes arguing against Stephen A. Smith for just something stupid. I don't know. I just want something that is that patently ridiculous in the game.
Sure. I know nothing about sports, so I would be terrible at that level.
I'm not asking for the audience to know anything about sports, because I know there's not a huge crossover, despite that weird time that Square decided to promote Final Fantasy 13 during the NBA playoffs. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing I ever saw, because it wasn't just like, oh, they showed the commercial once. It was like, NBA on ABC presented by Final Fantasy 13. I'm like, what? That's
I haven't played Final Fantasy 13. Are there any sports in that game?
None.
Then that's very strange.
Yes, it's extraordinarily strange. The Venn diagram on that is
you.
Yeah, it's me. It's me. That's it.
Did you buy it?
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it worked.
All those hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
one copy.
if Kobe hadn't been right there beneath the Final Fantasy 13 logo, I don't know if I would have bothered or not.
There's probably like one person per state that was like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'll get that.
So 50 copies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not nothing.
The ROI on that is not great.
that's $2,500 right there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because Square Enix developed Nintendo sports games for the DS and 3DS. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. That would make more sense. It's weird.
It's utterly bizarre. Anyway, what are some things that you're hoping for Kingdom Hearts 3?
I don't think it's going to happen, but especially now that they've announced Pirates World, I really want Treasure Planet. But since they just did Pirates World, I don't think they're going to do like 2 pirate-themed worlds, which is a bummer.
I know a lot of people want to Treasure
I know. It would be so perfect. Jim and Sora would be best friends. Oh, they're so similar-ish. And it would have been so fun. But it's okay, whatever. It's fine. I want a, good conclusion to the Xehanort arc. Because supposedly, Sora's going to keep being the protagonist for, other arcs. So that's good, because I don't want him to die, because he's my favorite. But I want, a conclusion to this Xehanort situation here. So that we don't have to wait another 20 years to figure out what his actual super plan is.
Yes.
I want the full game when it's released. I don't want DLC to, have to figure out the last part of the story or something.
Right.
I know that there is going to be DLC, because they've already confirmed that. Jeez. Ugh, I don't want to wait for things. We've already waited so long. But, yeah. And also, I really want Sora and Kairi to be together by the end of the game. I'm very concerned that they're going to be, ambiguous, hey, pal, maybe more. You decide, audience. And I'm going to be like, no! Give me a definitive kiss! Or something! Ugh! So, yeah.
So, can I expect in the near future, if, Treasure Island is not, or Treasure Planet is not in Kingdom Hearts 3, can I expect fanfiction for that world?
I mean, I would hope so. There needs to be a lot of fanfiction for Treasure Planet World, because it would have fit in so nicely. I might do it myself. So, yeah. I mean... So,
aside from Kingdom Hearts, what are some of your other interests outside of acting?
Well, I really like writing. I'm, trying to slowly write novels, but I have, no discipline, so it takes 5 gajillion years to write anything.
Hey, listen, it works for George R.R. Martin.
Exactly. So. He's who I always think about. I'm like, it's okay. It took him a long time, and, I'm busy, so I gotta, find little pockets of time to, write things.
You're just following in Kingdom Hearts footsteps.
Exactly. You see, everyone around me who seems to take forever with things. So like,
What's the hurry?
Yeah, exactly.
Progress
Everyone
is
will still be
progress.
there. Yeah. So so I want to do that. I really like art, but I haven't had time to do that either. Since I've been so like involved in trying to build my acting career, a lot of my hobbies have fallen on the sidelines. But I still enjoy them.
What kind of art do you do?
I used to do a lot of acrylic painting. My boyfriend is a digital artist. He's an art director in a studio.
Oh, cool.
So he does a lot of stuff on his Cintiq, and we're like opposite. He's like, I don't know how to use a canvas, and I'm like, I don't know how to use a Cintiq. Let's teach each other. So we're learning different art things from each other very slowly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about, the grind of auditioning, getting rejected. What is it that keeps you motivated?
I don't know. I feel like I am the happiest and most fulfilled when I am acting. So even though there's a lot of, I audition for a lot of things that I know I'm never going to see again or whatever, the thought that I'm going to get one of them and then get to go back in and act again is like what keeps me going. It's so fun. There's nothing like it. And I particularly like voice acting because there's so much freedom. Like when I was in college, in theater, they were always like, you're so tall. And all the guys in our department are a lot shorter than you, so we can't, cast you as, the female lead or whatever, because it makes them look weird. And I'm like, well, it's annoying. I can't change how tall I am. But then for voice acting, I can play, a lot of things. I can play a boy or a girl or, a tiny little, cat or whatever. So, I really like that. And I like playing pretend and being allowed to be in all these different worlds. And, if I have multiple projects in a day, I could be, in space in the morning and then in the afternoon, doing some cool fighter military thing or something. So it's really cool. It's very fast-paced and fun.
So past, other than say Kingdom Hearts, what's like a dream role of yours, like a franchise or something you've always wanted to do?
Well, I have a couple. Kingdom Hearts is too specific. I realized because I was like, all right, that's putting all my eggs in a very specific basket. So all my other goals are very broad. So I want to be in something that's Pokemon-esque, something that's a generation of kids really likes, and it has games that are related to the show, and that kind of thing would be cool. Or a Yu-Gi-Oh type of thing. Those are all kind of in the same category in my mind. And then I really want to do things where they let me sing, musicals and stuff. And I'm actually getting to sing in a project this week, and I'm so excited. Oh, I'm finally. Because those are a lot of times the singing roles are the way that the industry works is there are, a group of actors, and then there's a very tiny group of people that do the jingles on commercials. I'm they're so, I don't know who they are or where they are, how to get into their club. So I'm I can sing too. So I'm trying to get them to notice me because, animated musicals are my jam, as a kid. All Disney movies, all the Thumbelina, Anastasia, those were all my favorite thing in the whole world. So that would be awesome. And I really want to be in, cartoon, that kids, I don't know, mostly things that kids grow up with and something that really resonates with them. So, yeah. Because I was really impacted by cartoons as a kid, so I want to do that to somebody else.
What do you think helped you make that connection to cartoons as a kid?
I don't know. I never really grew out of the cartoon phase, I went to an all-girls Catholic school, and I remember very distinctly when we were in might have been in freshman year of high school or something. Somewhere where it's a little too old for me to be only talking about cartoons, but whatever. At the lunch table, it's an all-girls school, so everybody was like, what kind of guy do you like? and like blah blah blah. And everybody was like going around saying, and I was like, well, I like green eyes and white hair. And they were like, what? And my one friend was like, she's talking about that ghost show, that Danny Phantom thing. And I was like, that's right, I am. And he's gotten a lot hotter in the last season, and it's great. They were all like, oh my god. So, I don't know. I just never really grew out of it. I liked that cartoons, since it's not real people, there's like, you're able to put the characters in a lot more fantastical situations. And now with like the rise of superhero movies, they're doing that a lot more with like actual actors too. But back when I was a kid, I felt like a lot of the things with like live action actors, the effects weren't that great. So they kind of kept them in like real, you know, situations for the most part. And then cartoons could go anywhere. Like one of my favorites, Kim Possible, you know, she was just like a cheerleader in high school by day, but then she like saves, you know, the world at night with her bumbling sidekick, and I was like, that's cool. She's just like using her cheerleader skills and fighting bad guys, and it's awesome. So yeah, I don't know. Cartoons and video games always just, I connected with them more than other shows.
Are there any cartoons you still watch?
Yeah, Gravity Falls I was super into.
Yeah.
Oh my god, when the first season was coming out, and you know, they had like codes at the end of every episode, I would spend like half an hour with my boyfriend being like, all right, okay, we gotta like figure out this code. See that? It says don't trust Stan or something. I don't know. Don't trust Grunkle. And I was like, oh, that must mean all this stuff and blah. And he was like, oh, you're so into this. And I was like, I know. It's great.
Legit, it's a good show.
It's such a good show. Right now, I'm really into the new DuckTales, because the old DuckTales was like my favorite thing. And so I was very like, all right, they better do a good job with DuckTales. I really like it. Like, I think they're doing a really good job. It's really funny. And I like the animation style. I know when it like first premiered, a lot of people were like, I don't know. But I'm like, I think it looks great. So that one's probably like my top cartoon right now that I'm really into. I like Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Ooh,
yeah, that one's good. And you know, I go back and watch Avatar a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, and you know, Danny Phantom, all that.
That was a good one.
Yeah, Young Justice, all those kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I like cartoons a lot.
They're the best.
Which is good then that I'm a voice actor, because I'm surrounded by them all the time. And, you know, my boyfriend's like an art director, so he's also surrounded by them. We want to like make our own cartoons at some point. That's the goal. Yeah. The goal is that we'll write a cartoon, and then he'll like animate for it, and I'll voice in it. So I'm always like, let's remember that there should be a character that I can do. You know, just saying. So yeah, that's our eventual goal, like 10 years from now, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We're gonna take the cartoon world by storm. Power couple.
Well, Erika, has been so wonderful. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Of course, thank you. This is super fun.